Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me here today. As always, it's a beautiful sunny morning in St. Louis, Missouri today. Hope it's great wherever you are in the world. Today's topic is The Power is Within. I will continue reading the book I published, available on Amazon. Pick up your copy today. I know it will be of value to you. We are on location 341 at the second paragraph. All right. But before we begin, smash that like button and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We have a video coming out every day on YouTube and Instagram at Mark's Inspiration. Check out my website at marksinspiration.com. We have a live podcast every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So come and join us. It will be of value to you, I know it. So here we go. Let's begin with The Power is Within. And that's where it's at. All right. Are you ready? Are you ready to take the next easy step? Take your paper and go somewhere. Remember the paper that you wrote down all these things on? Go somewhere that you won't be disturbed. Now read it out loud. Now that you've heard it in the air around you, you've heard it yourself. Believe it. That shouldn't be hard, right? After all, this is something that has already happened. Believe that it happened and accept that it is done. Whether it was something that you did or something that was done to you, it's over. I'm not asking you to be okay with it, not yet. Just believe that it is not still happening. Many people have a hard time with this. They repress the emotions, and in doing so, they eventually repress the entire event that the emotions were generated from. They come to a place where they know that it happened and yet can't admit it to themselves. Admitting that it happened and that it is in the past allows you to take the next step toward healing from it. It's over. The past is past. The future is not here. All we have is the present moment. We relive these hurtful things over and over and over again. I remember about 30 years ago, I run into an old friend. He was older that I used to drink with, and he had been in Vietnam, and he came back, and he was kind of messed up from that. Great guy, he would do anything for you. So when I seen him 30 years ago, I had not seen him for probably about 10 years, and we were talking. And he spoke about when he came back from Vietnam that the girlfriend that he loved had hooked up with somebody else. And even though it had been about 10 or 12 years since that happened, when he spoke of it, the emotion welled up in him like it happened yesterday. He was reliving and resenting something that happened 12 years before, and the effect on him was the same as if it just happened. And we do that. We all do that with certain things. We experience some emotional, I don't want to use the word trauma because people use that. To me, a trauma is like if you were at 911 when the towers fell and you survived that, that is a hell of a trauma. But things that happen to you in your past, we make them a trauma by reliving them over and over and over again. I heard or I read in one of Wayne Dyer's books, I think he said, it's not the snake that bit you, it's chasing that snake around or the venom that flows through your veins that kills you. It's not the initial thing that happens to you that really hurts you, usually. It's the reliving it over and over and over again. And we can relive anything we want to relive in the past. Why not pick the fun, the joyful, the happy moments and relive those over and over again, and you will create more of those in your future. As opposed to if you relive the hurtful, the painful memories of the past, you will create more of those in your future if you let them become part of your dominant thinking. Resentment eats up the container it's stored in. It does you no good to to relive something over and over again. But sometimes we get a feeling of power over this or control. We may even be thinking about what we're going to do to the person that hurt us, or what should happen to that person, or what we think is going to happen to that person, when secretly inside of us we are hoping that this happens, that something bad happens to this person. We use the phrase, what goes around comes around, you reap what you sow, and these are true. But if we're sitting around hoping, wishing, and waiting for this to happen to someone, I'll almost guarantee you it will never happen, first off. And second, that is going to eat you up. It will hurt you much worse than it hurts him. And I've been there, I know how that is. And these things do come back around. These people, as well as us, we do reap what we sow. But when it happens, usually, if you've grown, you won't feel happiness that this person has had bad fortune, even though you felt as though they wronged you in the past. You will feel compassion for them. That is, if you are growing and trying to learn how to love everyone. I know that sounds trite. I don't even like to say that, but you don't have to like everybody. You don't have to like what they do, but you have to understand everybody is where they are by right of consciousness. What's the old saying? Walk a mile in that man's shoes before you judge him. And that's very true. You don't know what a person has gone through in his life. A lot of people in prison, you have no idea what they went through in their life that brought them to the place where they committed whatever crime it was that landed them in prison. You don't know what experiences they've been through, what filters they see life through, how they view life. Sometimes you look at someone and they say they know better than that. But do they? Look back at your past, at things you have done that you wouldn't do today. Did you know better? Had you known better, you would not have done it. You would not have chosen that path. But now you do know better, so you wouldn't do that same thing again. So remember, before you judge someone, you don't know the whole story. And if you're judging your parents, maybe they didn't raise you the way you thought they should have. But you are here, so they did bring you this far. And everything that happened to you, either good or seemingly bad, you can use to become the person you came here to be. You can either use it as a springboard or something that pushes you backward. There's actually another word for that, but I can't remember what it is. That's an expression or a saying also. Okay, we'll continue. Here we go. Now comes the hard part. No, we did that. Okay. After you've admitted these things out loud to yourself, it's time to put your trust in someone else. Take your list and find someone that you can confide in, someone you can trust, someone who will not judge you. Sit down with them and explain what you are trying to do and ask him or her to simply listen to you. Then read your list out loud to them. If you do this right, things are going to come up. Oh, I lost my place. Give me a minute. Things are going to come up that aren't even on your list. Tell them everything. This is for you, not for the other person, but make sure you find someone who is not going to tell anyone else. Someone you can trust who will let whatever you tell them die within them. This is for you. This frees you up. Yes, it's easy to just say it out loud to the universe or to God or whatever, but it's not quite as humbling as telling another human being, as sharing it with someone else. And that's what we all can use, a little more humility. Humility is not a weakness, but a strength. Tell every mean and nasty thing people have done to you. Tell them how those experiences made you feel, how they still make you feel if you're still reliving them over and over again. This is a practice as old as written history. You'll find it in a lot of the spiritual texts of thousands of years old. Okay, does it affect your self-esteem? Your feeling of security? Does it make you angry or sad or feel lonely? Tell them. Now shift, dig deeper. Allow yourself to see what your role in these events were. Tell your confidential partner what part you played in bringing them on yourself. Some will be easy, others will be difficult. Your partner will have been silent until this point, or he should be. This is where you ask for his help in those areas where you can't find any self-blame. It's easy to justify our anger, especially when we feel someone else was more at fault than we were, or all at fault. Ask him to play the role of the objective observer. Be open to what he says. He has nothing to gain from making something up. This is just as much an exercise in releasing baggage as it is avoiding gaining future baggage. It is very easy to be dishonest with ourselves in an effort to avoid pain in the present. Being honest about our own faults is not so easy. As I said, this doesn't require much effort, but it isn't easy. But being honest with ourselves, especially in the presence of someone else, allows us to be honest with others. To thine own self be true. Unlocks the ability to be true to everyone. I was at a meeting one time years ago, and a man spoke about being honest with yourself or lying to yourself. And I thought this guy was an idiot. The reason I did was because I had not been completely honest with myself. But I thought I was. I was what they call cash register honest. But you really have to ask yourself, what are your motives when you do anything? What is the reason behind what you do? Everything we do has a selfish reason. Even Mother Teresa helped people for a selfish reason. She wanted to please God. Now, there are selfish reasons which are altruistic or helpful to humanity, and those are the ones that really build up your self-esteem. Many people want to know how to raise their self-esteem. Do esteemable things. Do things that raise your self-esteem. Do things that help others, not in a codependent way, but in a way that raises the consciousness of all humanity. By helping others, by being of service to others, you are really helping yourself and being of service to yourself, not expecting anything back from the person you have served or helped. But I'll guarantee you it comes back to you multiplicatively, many more times than you gave out. It's just the way the world works. It's a universal law. It's like gravity. You can't see gravity, but if you jump off the Empire State Building, guess what? You are going to feel the effects of gravity, at least once anyway, for a split second. Well, maybe while you're going down. I've heard that people die from a heart attack before they hit the ground, but who would know, because you can't ask them after they hit, right? I'm not sure if that's true. Maybe you can leave a comment in the comment section and enlighten me on that. Okay, that's all we have time for today. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to my new subscribers, and my existing subscribers. Welcome to my new subscribers, and to my existing subscribers, I appreciate you. Thank you for following me and subscribing and leaving comments in the comment section, and thank you for the likes. Have a great day.